Hi, I'm Diane Dayton, backstage at Berks, catching up with artists scheduled at the 34th annual Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest. Find out about their shows and what's going on in their lives. And if you like this cast, please share it. Thanks for joining me. Catching up with Curtis McCain, fabulous percussionist. How are you doing, Curtis?
Good, Diane. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know what? You are going to be at the 34th annual Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest, I think almost every single day. You're going to be living there, right?
Basically, yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Do you
It
know
is.
how long you've been coming to Berks Jazz Fest?
This is probably my fifth consecutive year.
Okay.
Yeah, five or maybe six.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a family reunion every time. John and Susie Ernesto are just wonderful. I can't say enough good things about them, and just everyone there, the musicians, the fans. It's just like it's a love fest.
It,
So
it absolutely
yeah,
is a love fest. And the connections that you make and then the other artists that you end up doing collaborations with, I think that's
it,
magical, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
You know, who, especially with these jam session situations, you never know what's going to happen. It's so spontaneous. Everybody's feeding off each other with the creative energy,
Yeah.
and it's a fun time.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, you come from a musical family.
I do.
So I guess what you are third generation, does it start with your grandfather? Is
My
that
grandfather, Joe McCain, played trumpet.
okay?
Um, he played jazz trumpet, and then my father, Mike McCain, played saxophone, percussion, and sang.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it. Just always being around percussion since I was born, and he would always play, and just something about that rhythm and that sound just always intrigued me. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's how I got into it. I
Yeah.
was basically born into it.
Yeah, you were. And I think what I was reading too, even when you were younger in through school, you really gravitated to all sorts of instruments as well, too, didn't you?
I did. So, yeah, music it comes pretty natural from my family. I have two older brothers. They also played. My oldest brother he played drums for a little bit, and my middle brother played tuba for a little while.
Oh,
Uh, and but for me, it was more like I just wanted to try all these different instruments just to see, what fit and what I gelled with naturally. So
mhm.
I would always experience with different instruments in school. Like I've played saxophones, alto and tenor, clarinet, um, trombone, trumpet. So yeah, I just kind of dabbled a little bit here and there in different instruments.
Yeah.
So
Well, I know teaching's important to you too, and you have, taught various students, and education is important part of the
absolutely.
Berks Jazz Fest too. And you are going to be there on Monday, April 7th. That's the RMF Project Penske Jazz Jam. You're one of the clinicians for that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've done that probably 3 years now in a row. It's just it's just such a huge blessing for me just to see the youth so intrigued about learning and just wanting to be a part of the live music curriculum, and,
Hmm.
and just wanting to be involved in that. And especially for me being a percussionist, you don't really see a lot of students who gravitate toward the congas, if you will. But when we're in these situations and they approach me wanting to learn, it's just like, wow, man. I show them these techniques, and I see them getting interested and really paying attention and picking it up quick. Some of them are natural students that they just they don't even have to really think about it. It just comes like secondhand nature to them. So
Wow.
it's just really it's a real blessing for me to see that and be able to pass that along for the
Yeah.
next moving forward.
Well, that's great. There's 3 days of things going on with that. There's also the Get Jazzed on Tuesday and Wednesday, and all of this is happening downtown Reading at the DoubleTree by Hilton, which is where you're going to be living with everything that you're doing.
Yeah,
Because then on Thursday, you're a part of the Chuck Loeb Memorial All-Star Jam, and that's always such an amazing event.
it is. It is. Again, top tier talent. It's just a huge blessing to collaborate with these musicians and artists from all walks of life and parts of the world. And then we just get there and we share a common interest in music. And just it's our language. We all get together and we make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, one of the other jams that you're a part of too, and I think is a real hit at Berks Jazz Fest, is the late night jams that Gerald Veasley does, the unscripted jams that
right.
are 11:30. You're going to be doing that, I believe, on that Friday, April 11th,
I,
right?
I'll be there as well. Same kind of situation as the Chuck. Just musicians who, the artists that are attending the festival, they show up. And it's just so on the fly. It's just so, spontaneous. We just get there, we call it a song. We might run it a few times just to make sure we got the right
Right.
structure, keys and everything, the
Yeah.
right down and everything. And just have a blast, and then, sometimes it's those situations where, it's like, man, we should have actually recorded that in the studio. It was so good,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's just the spontaneity of jazz. It's the improvisation. It's just those things that happen that you least expect. And then that energy takes over, you transcend. And then, it's just a real, it's a natural high.
Yeah, it sure is. And I know you've done the jams in the past, so you know what can happen. It's like, got to be there because it's never going to be this way again
Yeah,
in the moment, right?
you can't recreate it. I mean, you could try, but
Yeah, but
the,
yeah,
the, the
right.
authenticity of it is just what's really special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, that last Sunday, April 13th, the brunch show that's going to be in the Grand Ballroom down at the DoubleTree, Gerald Veasley's Unscripted. You're a part of that as well.
I am.
Yeah,
I am. Doing a lot of jams this year.
you are.
And again, I just, I'm honored. It's just, being in these situations, especially, well, I'll put it this way. I don't have to learn a lot of music this year, so that's good for me. I can have some peace of mind.
Okay.
This we come there, we do like what top 40 standards or just songs that people are familiar with that
Right.
everyone knows, and so that's always fun. And again, just being in these situations where we just create the magic on the fly, and
Yep.
it's just something special about it.
Absolutely. You were also telling me you are going to be playing with some of the other shows that are there too. And I think this speaks a lot for you because you understand many different styles and genres and are very adaptable too. So one of the shows I believe is also with Marcus Anderson, Kenny Lattimore, and Julian Bond. Is that right?
Yes, yes. I just recently got the call from Marcus to be a part of that show, which I was, extremely honored to be a part of that and thankful for the call. And then I'm also doing the Rebecca Jade and Andrea Alicia show as well.
Yeah. And that's on the same day. So you're going with that noon show, and then you have a 3:30 show with Becca. I mean, you're
Yeah,
not stopping, you just keep going.
I'm a percussionist to have that energy, so I gotta move it. Gotta keep moving.
Yeah, you do. So
Yeah.
one of the things too, you are going to be releasing something very special this summer, right?
I am. This has been a long time in the works. It's my debut single.
Hmm.
I can't really give too much information about it now, but I will say this: it is dropping the first day of summer this year, June 20th.
Okay.
One for ads the following Monday. I believe it's the 23rd.
Hmm.
But my campaign is already in motion. I had some killer cats that I can't wait to announce uh, later on down the line. But yeah, it's just this has been a long time in the works, and everybody, I've had artists and friends that have been, in my corner for the longest time. Curtis, you need to do your own music.
Yeah.
So it just felt right at this, this point in time. It just felt like it was the right time for me. And then everything fell in place. So it just really happened organically. And I'm just, I'm super excited about it. And I hope the fans will receive it well. And, so all that goes with it. So
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. I think that sounds great. You are bringing spice to your life, to our lives,
That is my motto. Yeah.
You definitely are. Curtis, what don't we know about you that you think we should know about, that we might not know about? Might be an interesting fact or tidbit.
Oh, man.
I mean, music is such a big part of your life, but
yeah. I mean, you talking about personally or
hey,
as far as music is?
Any way you want to take that.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge boxing fan.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But that's another part of my lineage. So,
Okay.
so boxing runs in my family as well as music.
Really?
Yeah. So my father was actually not really a professional, but he did box. My oldest brother was a professional. My nephew was a two-time MMA champ. Held 2 belts at one point, and my great uncles. I had a great uncle who actually boxed in the Golden Gloves in the military.
Wow.
And then another uncle who was a pretty big sensation back home in Oakland, California. So yeah, it's just kind of in the bloodline. Is as thick as the music. So,
but not a route that you've taken.
No, I did. I used to.
Oh, you did?
I did. I boxed a bit and also wrestled in high school.
All right.
But yeah, I did not anything on a professional level, just more exhibition, sparring, really for the cardio and conditioning.
Okay.
But yeah, I dabbled a little bit.
All right.
But music was just always, it just spoke to my heart more than anything else.
Yeah, that's what really embraced you.
Yeah.
And speaking of embraces, I can't wait to get a hug from you.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, Diane.
Because the first time I got a big hug from you, every time I would see you down the hall, I'd ask for one because you give like the best hugs. They're real.
I appreciate that. I'm just being me.
You are being you.
Yeah.
You are. Well, you've got a great big heart in what you do and how you do it. And just coming to Berks Jazz Fest, I think it's going to be amazing to have you in so many different things. So we look forward to seeing you there and hearing you and just connecting again.
I can't wait.
Okay. All right. We'll see you then.
All right, Diane.
10 exciting days of concerts, jams, and more. Tickets are on sale now. For the latest artist, venue, and scheduling info, and for tickets, visit berksjazzfest.com.